So I was on the internet recently, and shockingly, I saw negativity on the internet. Social media, in fact. Who would have thought? There's negativity in social media. And it was all centered around Silver Age. And there's a lot of people talking about Silver Age right now because it is basically the new hot thing. But there are some people that were not happy with the format as it stands. And I feel as though I need to tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, I was at the World Championship of Flesh and Blood, and while I was there, I found myself in a conversation with event coordinator of LSS, Trevor Baker. And throughout that conversation with him and others in the kind of circle we were standing in, you know, we do that thing like you do in high school where you like stand in a circle and talk and like strike a pose so that you don't look like a geek, right? You remember that thing we used to do? All right. So we were standing there, and somehow the conversation shifted to Sage and how people were pretty excited about it. Obviously, it was the feature with Compendium of Wraith being spoiled there at the keynote. So there were a lot of people that were talking about the format. And he said something, Trevor said something that struck me so strongly that I needed to make this video after I saw the negativity on Classic Constructed, on Sage, about Sage, on social media. And so that's what we're going to do, because here's the thing about this format. It's not currently a perfect format. I think that is very clear. It's not a perfect format. I do have my own misgivings about this format, and I'll tell you them right now because I've played a heck of a lot of it. In fact, I got a bunch of people together at Worlds, and we played just like a little casual event where 29 people showed up and played 3 rounds of this format. And it was really fun, but there's some things that you need to know about this format that aren't great. Okay, I'll just not mince words. They aren't great. It's a very mathy format. It's a format with commons and rares that if your numbers are better than your opponent's numbers, then you are going to likely win that game. Now, there's some caveats to that. The caveat being that if you have evasive damage, then you are likely going to win that game. So it's either numbers or evasive damage. Those two things like kind of supersede everything else. So if you have better numbers, or if you have more evasive damage, aka dominate or overpower, or you know, stuff like that, like pure damage, right? Things like that. Also, it's very good if you can provide split damage, and incremental value over a couple of turns will snowball very quickly, right? So there's a serious, like, I understand, I'll put it this way, I understand the issues that some people might have with this format, and I understand that because it is a Young Hero 20 health format, and these cards have oftentimes in the past been designed for Classic Constructed, that there's an imbalance in its current state. It's not perfect. That's where it comes back to what Trevor Baker said to me. He said this. He said, and I quote, and this took me aback because I hadn't thought about it, but it makes so much sense. He said, you know, everyone that's engaging with this format right now, everyone that's engaging with the couple of events that, you know, we put on the schedule, he said, because people were so rabid for this format, everyone that's engaging with it in its current form is doing so before the format is actually supposed to be out. Like, supposed to. And it's supposed to because Compendium of Wraith is the set that is supposed to debut. This one, well, didn't work at all. I was zooming for dramatic effect, but it didn't work because the thing didn't, whatever. Who cares? And you know, there's so much truth to that. Like, we're so excited for this format. At least I am. I'm very excited for this format. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in this format. There's a lot of ways to, you know, engage with the game that don't have to be like just Classic Constructed. And I think a lot of players have a bias coming out of the, you know, Living Legend format, coming out of the Blitz format. These are not like the linchpins, you know, tentpole formats that, you know, Flesh and Blood has been designed around. So therefore, I'm not interested. But keep in mind that Compendium of Wraith was designed for this format specifically and Classic Constructed. It was designed to supplement both. Some of these cards that you see here are clearly not cut out for Classic Constructed. Like, there's a lot of people that are looking at Savage Claw, and they're saying this card is not good. It is tap to attack, action, pay 2. It attacks for 3. If a card with 6 or more power was pitched to attack with this attack gets +1. So it's like at the end of the chain, it can swing for 4. Right? You may look at that and go, well, I mean, that's just not good compared to, you know, like the current Mandible Claws. But in this coming format of Compendium of Wraith, if Mandible Claws end up not on the agenda, or heck, even in Classic Constructed, like, this is not a bad type of card. And on the face of it, it's like 4 damage. So it's not the best use of 2 resources in most scenarios, but you can see that card is going to be playable and decent in a format without something like Mandible Claws. But like, there are other cards here that are clearly going to make the Classic Constructed and the Silver Age format even more viable when this set releases. I mean, you look at all of the where are they? They're right here. All of these sheath cards, right? This is a 1 for 5 with an extra effect, a 1 for 5 with an earth effect, and a 1 for 5 with a lightning effect. Like, these are unabashedly powerful cards that are going to change the way that Silver Age currently plays. That's an important thing to make note of. Like, Colors of Aria here, it is earth, ice, and lightning. It is a 3 for 7. It is a rare. It can block for 3. Is that going to make a huge impact in Sage? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it is a rare that you can engage with, but a lot of these equipment are the ones that you want to look at, and like Bolton Boots. This is a ranger equipment that attack reaction, pay 1 to destroy it, and arrow attack with attack greater than space gets go again. So this is hugely influential to the overall like Sage experience, because Rangers are pretty good in that they have some amount of evasive damage if you're playing like Azalea, and now they have the capacity to just go again on the boots. All of this to say, this is a format that some people are engaging with and going to engage with before this set releases. And it's understandable that you look at the set, or sorry, not the set, you look at the format as it is right now and you go, okay, I get that this is going to be like a supported format all next year, but it's not good right now. I can see the flaws there, but keep in mind that this set is really the coming out party for Sage. Like, Silver Age is going to fundamentally shift, and we're going to see the intention of the format in its truest form when the set finally releases. So if you're trying this format out, and you can see that, yes, $20 decks, that's very good for the game. You know, like, people can engage with this at an entry point level. You don't have to worry about like picking up this other thing and then building it up, or like hundreds of dollars. If you can at least appreciate those things, and then realize that the format is going to evolve over time because there's a set specifically designed to pump its tires a little bit and get the ball rolling on where it should be from a design standpoint, that's where your mind should be. You should see that and understand that, and then you should, I don't even want to say cut it some slack, but just understand that the format is going to grow over time, because these types of cards are going to, and this is a pirate card. I didn't even talk about the pirate card because like I look at this and I'm like, okay, great. Ooh, I'm pitching a blue for defense, right? It goes back in the deck. Ooh, very fancy. Those types of cards, these cards in this set are going to make the format fundamentally different. Now, what do they need to change to make this format better? Well, I mean, you look at some of the results that have started coming out, and a lot of people think Ira's good, and she is very good in this format. I think she's annoyingly good, but I would say even more so. I think that the fact that there are some pretty degenerate, just defensive Guardian builds where you can play too many 0 for 4s, like I played an Oldham today, where they literally just played like every 0 for 4 that exists. I'm talking defensively 0 for 4s. They just throw every block card, every clash card that was printed in Mastery Pack Guardian into their deck, alongside of every other like 0 for 4 block card. And then when they had the capacity, they would swing Sledge of Anvilheim. And if they didn't, they would just continue to block and just fatigue you out. And if you did not have better numbers than the total number of like 12 to 16 plus the fact that they were running red staunch responses, they just blow you up. I don't think that should be a thing in this format. I don't think that you should have the capacity to build that type of deck because no one likes that. And yet, back when they ran the Project Blue event, it was Oldham. If I remember correctly, it was Oldham that took the whole thing down. So I don't know. Maybe some extra care needs to be looked at with Oldham and looked at with Ira. Those are the decks that I look at personally, and I say, not so sure I want them to be, as prevalent in this format as they have been in previous. But that being said, Compendium of Wraith is going to change all of that, and it could just end up that there are cards that are going to appear on this Fabrary page that make those heroes not as potent as they could be. I'm a little worried with these defense reactions. Oldham's just gonna gobble up the ice one and be like, great, Earth, great. Let's throw those in there as well and then play even more defensively. But I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to make this video because I found it very convincing that I hadn't thought about it, but Trevor says the format is really going to come into its own when this set releases. And so if there's a little bit of trepidation out there, I get it. I feel it in some cases too, but maybe we could just wait a little bit and really experience the format as it was intended and designed when this set releases. So there's a lot more that we could sit here and talk about, but let me know what you think about this in a comment below. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video because I do have other things to say about Silver Age, like so many people out there are already doing. If you appreciate this type of content, make the number go to the other number. And as always, thanks for watching.